The sounds of the train wheels at night were muted, clickety-clack, clickety-clack, as we sped north to Philadelphia. This 6-year-old bumped up and down to the rhythm, always observing, listening, thinking, inquiring, and interrupting. My mother had reminded me to think, but not interrupt with my questions while adults were talking. In other words, hold most of my inquiring until I thought my questions were appropriate. I thought about the one-room, unpainted schoolhouse I had just left in South Carolina. I must have even murmured these words: no more cold outside toilet trips with the Sears Roebuck catalog. No more well water with a single dipper for all. No more 3-mile walks to get to school. No more tattered, discarded books. But I have never forgotten Miss Dolly Jenkins, our teacher at Piney Mountain School, who impressed upon us the importance of a good education. There were 5 children, the youngest a set of twins, 6 months old. I was 7. The other children were 4 or 5. One twin suffered from a severe case of coughing, vomiting, turning blue, having seizures, and even stopping breathing. When someone told my mother that the twins might die, she collapsed. My great-aunt Hetty took over. She used cold and warm immersions intermittently to startle the twin into breathing again. It worked. My new school was big. I had to go to the clinic to get a smallpox vaccination before going to school in Philadelphia. I had never had one before. There were 2 first-grade classrooms. The walk from our apartment to the school was 5 blocks. I really felt grown up because I walked by myself. I liked my new teacher, Miss Granner. There were about 20 children in the class. Many children laughed at me because of the Southern way I talked. Long, out-of-place vowels and wrong syllables accented. I felt I was being punished for my severe case of South Carolina Mountainese. I said things like, "Look-a yonder, I ain't got nary a cent." I went hog wild and pig crazy deciding how to spend the dime my uncle gave me. My teacher helped me to speak correctly during recess. In exchange, I washed the blackboards after school with my mother's permission. I was short, so I could not reach far enough to clean the tops of the blackboards. The teaching, learning standards in the next school I attended, the junior high, standards were low. My family had moved again and had even less money. I took a job cleaning a dentist's office twice a week. I needed to earn money for car fare and lunch because I was aiming to go to Girls High. We lived in South Philadelphia in low rental housing. There were now 6 children in the family. I kept the cleaning job until I graduated from high school in January 1950. The Philadelphia High School for Girls, known as Girls High, was primarily for preparation for college.
Where will I find you?
My father believed girls did not need to go to college. I was the oldest of 6 girls. There was no money to educate us. I applied and was accepted into the nursing program at Philadelphia General Hospital School of Nursing. I graduated from the Philadelphia General Hospital School of Nursing in 1953 and passed the examination for registered nurse. Several years later, I was accepted to study for and earn a bachelor's degree in nursing. Federal funds were being distributed to schools, that is, college schools of nursing, for people who had graduated from nursing programs that did not have degrees. I worked at private hospitals for money for living expenses, but the federal government paid for the fees to the college. In one case, while I was working, a college professor slept in the bathtub of her diabetic mother's room because she didn't trust me to take good care of her mother. In another case, a logger refused an injection because he was sure I could not administer one correctly. Since this was a Catholic hospital, it wasn't long before the administrative sisters set things right with the people involved. After earning a bachelor's degree in nursing from the University of Oregon, I was hired to supervise student nurses at a 3-year school of nursing. I pursued nursing to earn my living, but in my heart, I wanted to teach reading to children. I completed a program to prepare reading specialists at Temple University and completed it at Arcadia University. Working as a nurse and studying to be a reading specialist paid off. I began teaching remedial reading. I visited classrooms to determine who needed the most help. My work also included some composition writing. One class was in 5th grade. They were reviewing some social studies work about city services. Each student was assigned to write a letter to the mayor in proper letter form to thank him for his effective leadership for city services and community leaders and helpers. Because of those fine letters, the mayor called me to make arrangements for those students to go to City Hall to meet him and ask questions of him. The children asked many questions. The mayor answered them. He was a great host. He provided the bus and the driver for the trip. Everyone was excited, including me. The mayor was Frank Rizzo. After an unpainted one-room school to a many-roomed Philadelphia school was quite a journey for this grandchild of South Carolina farmers. From Philadelphia High School for Girls to a bachelor's degree in science of nursing, from master's degree from Temple, and a reading certificate from Arcadia University. These were all part of my journey. My long journey brought me experiences and to places were just right for me. I have lived and loved to help to make the world a wee bit better. That's it.
Your time's about up, Doris.
I know.